it up. Let's go.
Hey.
Oh, man. Funky.
I can feel it in my bones. I can feel it in my bones.
Hey. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Winners Lounge.
I'm feeling the points bet vibes right now.
Are you doing a points bet? Oh, my goodness. The points bet dance. Oh, my goodness. Very awkward, but somehow attractive. I don't know what's going on here.
I know.
I can't focus.
The duality of man is in full force.
It's so difficult, Eric. Nuggets get the win in easy fashion, fellas. They light work. 134-111. No Jokic, no problem. We got a game for you. 38 assists. Ball is popping. No Jokic, no triple-double tonight, boys. Jokic. Wait a second. We do get a triple-double. Jamal Murray with his first career triple-double. Third Denver Nugget this year to get a triple-double.
If I ever watch another basketball game without a triple-double, I'll stop watching basketball.
That's so true. You'll never watch again. Man, this one was a feel-good win. No Jokic, and it just shows you how good this freaking team is. We're presented as always by DraftKings Sportsbook, America's top-rated sportsbook app. Use promo code DNVR whenever you sign up. Fellas, I got a squad here tonight wearing an Army jacket as we determined in the pregame. Check it out, some Only Slams. It's Eric.
Yeah, bro. Listen, sometimes you feel it and sometimes you feel it. You know what I mean?
Wow.
He said the same thing twice.
Yeah, he did say the same
Why put
thing.
more emphasis on it the second?
You guys, there's Superstar, and then there's a Friday night Superstar Dev.
I mean, bar was popping.
My God.
The bar continues to pop.
It's Friday nights here, immaculate. Vibes are through the roof. A lot of people here. It was a good game.
There really is no bar like it, man. There really is no bar in the world
Bar
like
none.
it. It's like, you ever watch that movie Casablanca? Rick's? Just a great bar,
No one loves an old-timey reference like Adam Mares.
That bar just looks great,
I would've
With Sam on the piano. Play it again, Sam. Play as time goes by.
Yeah, come on down to our gin joint at some point.
I wouldn't mind a little gin joint, That'd be great, a little cocktail. My God, the Nuggets were incredible tonight, you guys. My fast recap is not going to be very long. It's going to be a fast one, which sucks because there's a lot of things to relive. I wish it was a longer one.
Bummer.
But it was...
Man.
All right. I hear you. First three of the first four plays of the game. Murray hits a three. Porter hits a three.
Bingo.
Aaron Gordon hits a three.
Bada boom.
It was a little bit back and forth at first, but then the Nuggets were like, you know what? Let's just hold this team to 14 points through the first quarter. They did that for the most part. Huge run. It was like an 18-4 run or something like that. Nuggets were everywhere. The defense looked phenomenal. And I thought as the first quarter went on, the energy went up. Like Denver they got a stop. Then they got a second stop. Then they started flying around a little. Got a third stop, fourth stop. Then they were all over the place. You could just tell it was contagious. They're like, oh my God, we're going to curb stomp these fools. And that they did. Jeff Green is back. Guys, Jeff Green is back, the Dunkin' Uncle. Man, I thought that... do you really, as you just tuned out, or you're not excited about Jeff Green? I said Jeff Green is back.
Were you not hype man to your fast recap? I'm letting you ISO, bro.
The
Dunkin' Uncle! Did the layup and Uncle was here tonight.
Cal, this is disrespect to the Dunkin' Uncle, is it not? All right, there it is. The Dunkin' Uncle's back. You know what? Just leave it. The Dunkin' Uncle. Jeff Green is back. Jeff Green's back. Nobody cares, all right? The Nuggets were fouling a little bit. They were up 37-28. 37-point. No Jokic. You thought, okay, how are they going to do the offense? Breezy. Nuggets playing with an edge in the second quarter. Zeke Naji, foul machine. He had 3 fouls in I don't know how many minutes. It wasn't very many. But Zeke Naji was tenacious, though. He fouled, but he was tenacious. You know what? He was also the recipient of the Defensive Player of the Game chain tonight.
Was he really?
Zeke Naji was the recipient.
Tenacious Zeke.
Some chaos in that second quarter, but team was playing hard. They were all over the place. And then in the third quarter, the second quarter was a little ugly. It was a little bit. Like Nuggets collapsed a little bit, and you're like, this might be harder than we thought. Third quarter, it was not to be. They come out, and Jamal Murray turned into Magic Johnson. Prime Magic Johnson.
He turned into Jamal Murray.
He turned into Jamal Murray. He did. I mean,
that was a different guy.
This is the second most assists he's ever had in a NBA game. So he was. I got to tell you, he was special tonight. I don't even want to just say he was Jamal. He was new Jamal. He really was.
Jamal?
We're going to get into this because I think that Jamal, we keep joking about is he back, is he not back? I think he is new.
Well, hold on. We should be sure. Are we positive he's back? Can we bring up the bet?
Oh, my God. The Jamal back
Is
again.
Jamal back? Let's find out.
Wonder
All right.
what happens.
Oh, he's so unbelievably
He's so
back.
mad. He broke it. He broke the whole thing. Look at that. We might never have to pull that one out again. He gets a triple-double in the third quarter, and I'm telling you, he was slinging dimes, man. He was all over the place. 5 fouls for Jeff Green in 11 minutes, so he's back and he's fouling a little bit. Nuggets had a 20-point lead in the third quarter, and then out of nowhere, you blink, and it's down to 12 or 10, and you're kind of like, damn it, man, just pull this game, but put it away. They did put it away with 3 consecutive fast break dunks, 2 alley-oops, 1 dunk from Bruce Brown, and it was the punctuation.
I tweeted right after that happened, the Nuggets just committed assault on live television.
They
It
really
wouldn't be
did.
the first time they did that this year.
It's true.
I
Dude,
see
that
it.
was, but like, after the third dunk, I was like, do they have to apologize? Like, this is insane.
Some bad news. Bones Highland left the game with a strained finger. He did not return. Wasn't needed. I mean, the Nuggets were rolling. And they get 30 assists in the third quarter. 30.
Jesus.
They were up 99-82. The fourth quarter was mostly a formality, but you know what? Christian Brown's getting some minutes. No bones. Let's get Christian Brown out there. He fit in phenomenally. He was great. I know it was a party by the time, in the second stint that he got. But him and Aaron Gordon look too athletically dominant and too tenacious for the Pacers. Like, they honestly, AG just kept dunking on everyone, pushing everybody out of the way. Christian Brown and him had a nice little two-man game going back and forth to each other. And at one point, you guys, the Nuggets made 12 consecutive baskets. It might have been higher than that. But at one point, I know it was 12 consecutive. As the Nuggets blow out the Pacers, Jamal did not need to come back in the fourth quarter. 134-111. All right, Dev. Walk me through your big takeaway.
I mean, I feel like this was like the stakes were high type of game. And not that the game truly mattered, but like, let me set the table for you.
Please.
Denver went into this game on an 8-game winning streak. They're first in the West, tied for first in the West, against another team that's also streaking. This is the longest streak of Jokic's tenure with the Nuggets, and I didn't want them to end it. And they're playing without their best player. So I'm like, okay, somebody has to step up. Somebody else has to be the guy that could get them there. And we thought that there was going to be no triple-double tonight. Well. Jamal Murray has his
little
first
faith.
career triple-double. He was a man possessed out there. It was as if Jokic himself just passed it along to him, touched the man, got him to pass the ball, make the right plays, knock down shots, and just set the tone. And they're playing. This is not because usually it was Jokic style of basketball. This is the Denver Nuggets style of basketball right now. This is just who they have become.
So true.
So it was just great to see Jamal be that guy and step up in his absence.
I want to come back to your point because I don't want to take away from Jamal. I don't. But I do want to get back to the idea of before there was the Nuggets had an identity when certain things happened. And I really do feel like they just have an identity now and you can't knock them out of it no matter the circumstance. But we'll get back to that. D-Line, what's your big takeaway?
I mean, truthfully, all the Nuggets are good. Jamal was so... The confidence in Jamal's game tonight was so, I mean, it's gonna be hard to knock me off this square.
Really?
Dude, it's like I want to use the word, man.
Don't come on, don't do it. Don't do it.
Smart basketball players.
Nug hype.
They were playing smart basketball.
No,
they had smart basketball.
No, it's Nug hype.
Nug hype. But they were just, I mean, it wasn't even just people were just out there shooting, making a lot of shots. They're playing the right way. The ball was popping.
It was so popping
Assists
tonight.
were flowing. The dunks were demoralizing. If you were the Indiana Pacers, you come in, you're like, oh man, Jokic isn't playing. We have a shot. No, you do not.
Right.
You are going to be embarrassed more than you are ready to deal with. They're going to have there's definitely going to be a players only meeting happening in Indiana, I believe, after a game like this. This was a waxing. The Nuggets beat the brakes off the Pacers, and every Nugget was part of it. It was unbelievable, except for the two-time MVP.
Except for him. who was on the bench sporting a nice suit, by the way. I mean, he looked straight out of casino.
I saw that. I'm like, did Jokic retire? Does he live in Florida now? Like,
he looks like he's like loves the horses in the stables, but he looks like he bets on horses.
oh,
Doesn't that look like he
But he
bets-
calls them the ponies.
The ponies? Yeah, he's at the
I'm
track.
gonna go bet on the ponies.
I'm going to go bet on the ponies, yeah, for sure.
Brother, let's go bet on the ponies.
That's a great suit, by the way. I want to stick on Jamal. I've got a couple big takeaways, but my number one has to be, I don't just think that Jamal Murray is back, which we've been saying. Has he gotten back? I think he's better than ever. I honestly think that his peaks before were 50-point games. That part of it I'm not sure is back. Until we see it, I'm not sure it's back. By the way, I think we're going to see it. I don't know if we'll get 50 this year, but I think
we're
getting
getting 50.
I think we're getting a 40 piece from Jamal Murray in short order. Like
We're
before long.
getting 50.
You think we're getting a 50 piece?
No question. No question.
Chat, let me know. Are we getting a 50 piece? I think we're getting a 40 piece for sure. Like, he could have done it tonight if he wanted to. He just wanted to do it another way. But the point I made on the timeline tonight, and it's my big takeaway, is in years past, Jamal Murray's quickness, his shooting, his touch, his two-man game, that was the best part of his game and the biggest part of his game by far. I think Jamal Murray is more well-rounded as a player than ever before. He dominated this game before with 8 field goal attempts, or tonight with 8 field goal attempts. I don't think he's ever dominated a game with 8 field goal attempts before.
Positively Jokic-in.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. This was a Jokic style of basketball where he only shot the ball 8 times despite being able to score whenever it is he wanted to. You just talked about it. He could have went for 40. He could have went for 50 in this game because he had the advantage every single time. But he made the conscious choice to make the right pass or make the extra pass, make sure that everybody is getting involved, and that made it contagious where everybody's making the extra pass. Everybody's getting on the fast break and dunking. Everybody is involved. And that's how you get back to yourself. That's how this team continues to win these type of games, and you're out there having fun. This was a game that they seemed to be actually having fun. It was exciting to watch, and they gave the home crowd something to cheer for while racking off 9 wins in a row.
Yeah.
So they're just on the right track.
We didn't even mention that this is the longest streak of the Jokic era yet. This is how many big things happened tonight, did he? But yeah, the 9 in a row. But in all sincerity, I would bet really good money Jamal Murray has never had a game this good with 8 field goal attempts. When he dominates, it's usually scoring first, 2-man game.
Yes, dude.
But everything tonight, defense even.
This was the ultimate Jokic effect. Everybody is afraid to play the wrong way now. Like, they played with Jokic, and I swear to God, if left to their own devices on a different team, like the Houston Rockets or something, it would just be everyone would just be jacking up threes. Everybody wants to make the right play. Like, everyone's getting more and more creative with their passing, more confident, more disrespectful with their passing.
What's the word?
I don't know. What is the word?
George Karl's word.
Oh, teamness.
Teamness is part of it, but connected. Like, what you're talking about is they're playing so connected right now.
That's not George Karl's word.
That is George Karl's word.
Teamness is not a word. He made that word up. That is his word. Connected is actually a word. It does not belong to George Karl, but they are connected.
Jamal always talks about you play connected, you get connected. That's my point, is the Nuggets are so connected right now that it's not any one force that's doing it. They're just in a thing, and you take one of them out, it doesn't matter, they find it. But I want to stick on Jamal before I get to that part, because I was pretty critical of Jamal's first half the other game, even though he was fantastic, transcendent in the fourth quarter and in the second half of that previous game. The reason for it is Jamal Murray is at the age right now where I think it clicks for him, where he either becomes an every night guy or he just stays inconsistent. And you're like CJ McCollum is a great player some nights. Some nights he's not, and then he doesn't affect it in other ways. I think Jamal Murray is the caliber of player that can affect it every single night. And I felt like the biggest difference tonight was he was so focused from the jump. I felt like this was in many ways a statement game from Jamal Murray. That he was like, oh, Murr's out. Maybe he hopped on Jokic is out. He probably hopped on DraftKings and was like, oh, they lowered the line by 6 points. He's like, you know what? I bet he did that.
I hope that didn't happen, because I'd hate for him to be suspended from the league. But I love.
He just looked.
The idea. What the difference is that Jamal is, his body and his athleticism is back, and now the attitude is back, and now the confidence.
The attitude is so back.
This is the second statement game without Jokic. Both times Jokic has been out, Jamal's like, All right, bet. Like, and you saw him, like, being the leader of the squad. You saw him being, like, the floor general, and, like, when they were coming off of the floor, like, he was up in guys' face, like, giving them high fives. Like, he was, like, so supremely in control tonight. And, like, just watch out, man. If you're playing the Denver Nuggets, watch out.
The best part of him being in control is, especially passing the ball, I don't feel like he was pressing at any point.
Never.
Where he's, like, going out of his way to just make sure that he gets assists the entire time. It was everybody, like, running the break. Everybody getting, running, filling the lanes and getting dunks, pushing the pace. And that was a little bit different in this game. He didn't just walk the ball up every single time. He got out and running.
Because his fitness is back.
The conditioning is there, where it put him in a lot of like pressing times and a lot of advantages that he took advantage of. Like, Jamal was so good in this game, and like you said, it wasn't just the scoring.
Nope.
It was everything. He's on the boards. Like, this is a triple-double with 10 rebounds.
Yep.
How often, like, they needed him to be a rebounder,
5
especially
offensive, 5 defensive.
not having Jokic, but yeah, keeping the ball
There were some
alive.
big boy rebounds in there too, man, in the trees.
Big boy, and that right there is why he is the draft kings.
Oh, king of the game. This is the DraftKings Sportsbook
Wait,
king of the game.
did we vote on that? I still think Jokic should get it.
There it
Let's
is.
go.
17. Oh, look at that crown. My God.
That's clearly Jokic's crown. He's stretched it out.
You know what? He deserves the biggest possible
He
crown.
does,
I mean,
dude.
look at that thing.
Look at that Kitchener crown.
I'm telling you, that's a gorgeous stat line for Jamal. I can't believe. Imagine if I told you whose stat line is this? 17, 10, 14.
That is Jokic, absolutely.
That's definitely.
And I would have said Jokic didn't play in the second half.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he didn't play in the fourth quarter,
That's
did
the
he?
official Jokic stat line right there.
Doesn't even
17,
play in
10,
the
and
third
14.
quarter. Here's why this game is so important, though, from Jamal. In addition to just like Denver having that second, superstar, like a guy that can do this, and then now obviously do this consistently every night. Jamal has this in him. But here's why it's so important. We keep talking about the bench. You get 36 minutes in the playoff game with Nikola Jokic. 24 of those are with Jamal. 12 of them are not. You get 36 minutes of Jamal. 24 of those are with Jokic. 12 of them are not. You should have one of these two guys on the court at any time.
Yep.
All 48 minutes. Most of those overlap, but 12 of them don't. Maybe 6.5 don't overlap for each of them. And that is the recipe. It's the same like you think of back in the day, LeBron James and Dwayne Wade, or whatever it is, where you had the two superstars. It's like, yeah, but we can stagger them, and then hopefully when they come together, they're even better. Murray and Jokic together, that's the Murray peak. That's the 50 pieces. That's the two-man game. That's the most clutch duo in all of the NBA. This part, though, where it's like, how are you, though, when Jokic needs to go to the bench? To me, this tells me it's in there.
Yep.
It's in there that we're going to get to a point where it's smack him in the first 6 minutes with Murray and Jokic. Then it's just Jokic with the, Bruce and whatever else. Smack him again. Then Jokic goes to the bench and Murray comes in, smacks him again. Then Jokic comes back in, smack him again. Then you close the half. Like, that's the recipe. And I honestly think Jamal Murray is more capable right now than he's ever been, even pre-injury, at doing that part of this.
Yeah, I mean, that's
captaining.
That's the thing, right? Like, and I swear to God, this is Aaron Gordon is this way, Jamal Murray is this way. All of these like teammates / disciples of Nikola Jokic like have learned to play basketball in the right ways, and when they are, now you see like when Jokic isn't there, like he is, like his fingerprints are all over this game.
Yeah,
I mean, I really feel this way. Like it's just you get the sense of like, all right, there is a right way to play basketball. Like basketball, in a sense, can be solved. Like you can get yourself in the position, and then something else will open up. And it just takes time and effort and repetition to like be able to recognize where that is. And the Denver Nuggets, they have it, man. Like I just cannot believe. I mean, granted, this was not a great team that they played tonight, but it doesn't even matter. Like to be able to play with like this level of competency, and again, it's not just like somebody getting hot. Like we get. Like Bones Highland 50 piece from the bench because he hits 15 3-pointers, so they blow him out. It's just like this was like a slow moving Panzer tank that just like rolled over the Indiana Pacers. They had no shot. It was beautiful.
Yeah. All right, guys. You know who the Jokic and Murray are here in Denver in the law game? The Jokic and Murray. It's Backus and Shanker. Backus and Shanker. When you get hurt, Backus and Shanker is here to help. Backus and Shanker wins for Colorado
Pacers
families.
Do not get this. Don't listen to this.
Oh, man, it's gonna
they
be
could
really
easily
tough.
file a lawsuit against the Denver Nuggets for what they did tonight.
Helping those who are seriously injured in Colorado for more than 25 years, free until they win money in your case. No free to speak about your case. No fee while they work on your case. No fee unless you win your case and win money for you. Backus & Schenker has won. Listen to this number because it doesn't sound real. Over $1 billion for their clients.
$1 billion.
Over $1 billion. Now with even more locations serving all of Colorado, including the neighborhood offices of Denver, Aurora, Inglewood, and Fort Collins, Backus & Schenker has the strength and power to win your case. More than 30 lawyers and staff. By the way, huge Denver sports fans, which I also love.
Yeah,
That's why they're like, hey, we want to go to DNVR. We love DNVR.
Isn't that amazing? Like Backus & Schenker, you want to talk about like a
They want to come on the show.
quintessential Denver partner. Like these guys advertise everywhere.
Right.
Like the fact that they're advertising with us, like we're made. Dude.
Yeah, 100%.
We're official.
Also, like they have like Nuggets takes they want to get off, which I think is hilarious. Backus & Schenker helps with all kinds of injury cases where you weren't at fault, car accidents, motorcycle, rideshare, pedestrian, trucks, even help if you're injured at work. So call them 222-2222. Do you remember that number? 222. I'll tell you again. 222-2222. Find out if you have a case for free. Backus & Schenker, they win. Also, want to tell you guys about Illegal Pete's. And is there any better person on earth to tell you about Illegal Pete's than myself? Than yours truly? Probably not.
Pete?
No, not even him. He likes Illegal Pete's. I love Illegal Pete's. I'm telling you, but here's the thing they're telling you right now. New year, new diet? Well, quit pushing it off because Illegal Pete's has what you need with endless options of fresh ingredients that can fit almost any diet or dietary restriction. I know this because, I like to do the low carb thing when I'm trying to slim down a little bit.
Hey.
I get the low carb bowl, extra protein, some veggies in there. You know what? A little salsa. That's what I do.
Salsa.
And then, of course, a little cheese. Eat Pete's for the health of it. Check out any other 10 Colorado locations for happy hour from 3 to 6 p.m. No happy hour for you this month. You're trying to do the dry January. People do dry January. Try out the refreshing Hoplark Citra at Illegal Pete's location. It's everything you love about an ice cold beer, except dry January friendly. All right, Illegal Pete's, always your go-to spot for burritos, buddies, and beer. By the way, we get a lot of out-of-towners coming in, and they go to the DNVR Bar. Eat here, DNVR Bar. Also, check out Illegal Pete's.
Yeah.
We have a whole thing with, we need to make an out-of-towners, itinerary where you hit all the keys. Illegal Pete's one of them.
Oh, it's up there for sure.
Okay, so.
And come hang out at my house also.
Eric's house?
Yeah, dude. Come on through. I had Illegal Pete's for lunch today, and then when it was time for dinner, they were like, hey, you want to get something to eat? I was like, no.
Yes,
I'm
only
so
one
full.
meal.
Dude,
Yeah, it is.
No, I was like,
that's all you need.
Don't, what are you talking about food? Like, no.
The other guy I want to talk about tonight up next, though, is going to be Aaron Gordon. 28 points, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. He was a plus 26. I almost feel like he padded his plus tonight, plus minus. What was he doing in the fourth quarter? They played him till the final 6 minutes.
Only slams, bro.
Kale, do you have this tweet from Eric? Try to pull it up. It's extremely inappropriate. I'm ashamed of it.
We gotta bring it up.
Put it on the broadcast.
Hurry up.
Hurry up. It was a terrible one. Oh, my God. I'm telling you, man. Oh, wow. Eric, are you subscribed to Only Slams?
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
Why would somebody put that on the internet?
Why
and
would
then
you do that?
And then on a show?
I'm telling you, that was horribly inappropriate, man. He was dominant tonight, man. He's too big. He's too strong. The Nuggets, man, they just have so many pieces. Dev, cook for me for Aaron Gordon.
I mean, first off, Aaron Gordon is a beast.
Yo.
A true beast. There was nothing that they could do with him all night. And it started from the opening tip. He knocked down a three-pointer to just get himself going. And then from there, it was just who's next?
Yeah.
Who is next? They got the ball in his hands. He's knocking people out of the way. On the way to the rim. He's dunking everything that comes. He's grabbing the rebounds. And then also he's starting to break. We got to see a little bit of him being a playmaker in this game. He finishes with 6 assists. That's even on the higher end from him. 28 points. He got 28 points in the game that they didn't have Jokic. They
All dunks, 1-3.
They needed to get some scoring from
How many
other
dunks
people,
did he have
and it
tonight?
was Jamal was okay, I'll facilitate and take on Jokic's role. How about you go down in the paint and take on Jokic's role, and that'll make up the sum of both parts. He's in a run that it's not even about the All-Star game anymore, because truly I don't care if he makes it or not, but he's just putting the Nuggets to a different level, and a level that they just can't be stopped because they have two dominant players inside, and then they have Jamal on the outside with a lot of complementary pieces. And he went from just being a hustle player that did all the right things to now being dominant. And this was another game for him.
Man, he was just, that man. He was just abusing that score. Like, he was just doing whatever he wanted in the in the paint. Like, it was just wild. Like, there were so many moments in this game. Like, when the Pacers got it within 5 points, you were like, oh man. And then they just went on this just absolutely abusing them portion of the game. And Aaron Gordon was part of this, just passing in. He's going to dunk it. Pass it in. He's going to dunk it. Like, what are you going to pass it in? He's going to dunk it. Like, I want to know too, how many dunks he had in this game.
What would you guess?
I would guess, honestly, 10.
He had
11
field goals, and one of them was a 3. So
I would
so
say
10.
about 4 or 5.
It's probably maybe 6.
I honestly think it was 6, man.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
His shot chart is one mid-range, 1 3, and then everything else is right at the rim. But I don't know if they were all dunks or what. But my God, man, I would guess he had 5 or 6 of them. Let me ask this question this way. I'll start with you, Eric. How many Nuggets are playing their best basketball right now? At this
their
point
best,
in the season.
the best of the season. Jamal is.
Yeah, I agree. Do you agree, Dev?
Yeah, absolutely.
Honestly, I don't think maybe AG.
Oh, I think Aaron Gordon is, man.
Yeah, it's not even close.
I think it's not even questioned, man.
I mean,
he's been great all year, though.
That's what I mean. He's been so good all year, and Michael Porter Jr. is playing great now, but he played so
I think Michael
transcendently
Porter
at the
was
beginning.
a little better.
That's what I mean.
But Aaron Gordon, I think, right now.
Okay, so those two.
3.
Jokic.
Yeah, Jokic.
Well,
Jokic
yeah,
is-
but he didn't
he's
play
got
tonight.
5. Yeah, but he's. Yeah, but right.
It's
I'm just
triple-double
I'm
after
not talking about
triple-double.
this very second. I'm talking about this moment of the season because I think Jokic is in his.
Well, that was a confusing way to put your question. I was confused, and now I'm embarrassed.
You know what, Deb? How about you? You want to do this exercise? So, all right, Jamal's playing his best basketball. I know this wasn't the best game. I would have said, "Is this the best game?" Who's playing their best basketball at this moment in time?
I think all 3 of the
Aaron
big 3.
Gordon.
It's the Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, and Nikola Jokic are playing their best basketball
I
right
agree.
now, and that's why they're on their longest streak of Jokic's tenure. This is why they're on their longest streak of the year, and they're in first place because other teams can't do anything with them, even when the rest of the team is not, getting it done. When the bench is not playing at their best, even if one of those guys fall off or not having their top game, the other one picks it up, and that's what the difference was. Is we couldn't get them all on the same page at the same time, and they seem to be there now. And it's a scary sight. It's a scary thing to see because other teams come in here and they're either tanking on the games where they're just I'm just going to let you have it, or they come in here and they try and they just can't get it done. So, yeah, it's three people right
Nope.
now.
Well, I have more.
Yeah.
I have more. I think KCP is playing his best ball right now as well. Listen to this, though. Shooting 49% right now from 3 in 10 games in the month of January. He did shoot 53 in October in 6 games, but it's 49, which is the highest of the November, the full month, basically. November, December, and now so far in January. But I also think KCP is starting to get his passing down like we haven't seen before. He's starting to make pick and roll reads with this team, read off other players.
He's got a bad case of the Jokic, dude. Everybody came down with a case of the Jokic.
So he has 25 assists in the month of January. So he's basically 1 game away from having the most assists of any month so far this year. And we're only, we're not all the way through the month yet. We still got more to go. And then defensively, I think he's been best. So he's been good, like Aaron Gordon, like Jokic. They've been good all year, but I think you could say he's definitely not playing worse than his peak right now.
No.
And then here's another player who I actually think is playing his best
I know
ever.
what you're going to say.
It's got to be Bruce.
Bruce Brown, I think, right now is playing the best he has all year.
He is so goddamn good. Bruce Brown is incredible. I cannot, I am mad at myself for not getting more hyped about that that pickup when we got him, dude. I mean,
he's having a career year though. All these guys have found their true self.
Yes, truly. But I was like, oh, that's cool. That seems like an interesting little pickup. I should have been like, holy shit, this is gonna be unbelievable. This guy is unbelievable. Like he and KCP, their addition into this squad, it barely makes sense. They're so good. He Bruce Brown, he dunked the ball with such authority tonight. When he takes the ball to the rack, I feel like he finishes every time.
He's ferociously dunking right now.
Are we talking about Bruce right now?
Let's talk about him.
That dunk that he had.
Yeah, dude. And then
Who the hell seen that coming?
No, not
that
the defender.
Was so insane. Like, I feel like every game, when you don't talk about if he's like having his best time right now, every game he does one dunk that I'm like, where did that even come from? Why did he even decide to do that? Like, he's part grasshopper. So I'm like this dude is just jumping out the damn gym. Arms don't even care.
He cocked it all the way back to here.
That was wild. Like, the crowd got into it. The bench, every single player on the bench was going wild. Bones went wild on that. And it just got the people going. And that's why we're just talking about offense with him right now. We're not even talking about him on defense and how he's like able to elevate that and step onto a lot of other guys. Like, he's just having fun right now, and you're seeing him explore his game. You're seeing him be able to knock down the three, and it looks great when he's knocking down the three.
He's so confident in his three. The late game three where a defender just sagged off him, he has it's like in his mind he says F you every time somebody goes under a screen or something. Like, he's like almost like he's mad, and he's like, you know what?
God damn it, man.
Take that. You're going under me.
If I was positive we were going to sign Bruce Brown long term, I would lobby so hard to make him Mr. Nugget. He walked in, dude. He walked in the other day wearing a Colorado Avalanche jersey.
Oh, I know.
The captain's jersey.
He's
like,
good.
He's like playing all the right notes.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I like. But
sometimes, do you think he knows the salary cap situation? Do you think somebody's told him?
Do I think that an NBA basketball player is aware of money? Yes, I do.
But I'm saying this is not about money, like the nuances of it. I don't know, man. Honestly, do you think a
that,
player understands?
Do I think
hey,
we know more about the NBA than the player? No, I don't think so. I think he knows.
I do think we know better.
Thank you, Dev. Yeah, that sounded like he tried to dismiss it.
As far as like the numbers,
I've talked to NBA players, man. They don't all know.
I feel like there's a guy that tells him, this is your. He knew before he got here, this is your launching point.
Right,
this is a team that you could go on and you could get paid a lot of money because they're in first. They're going to be winning. They have a chance to win it all, and he's going to be one of those pieces that gets Calvin Booth as executive of the year. Is going to get a lot of people praise, and they're going to have Jokic as a 3-time MVP along the way. So yeah,
there's nobody that will take an L harder. And look, I'm not trying to talk. I'm not even going to say their names because I'm not trying to call these guys out. But the analyst, who's a former front office person, who when the Nuggets made the trade for KCP and they traded Barton, we're like, can't believe the Nuggets are salary dumping. They don't even want this. Is a terrible trade. It's like, wait, hold on, what?
I love. Just remember this. Anytime you read anything in the offseason, and people are like, yeah, that guy's wrong. Every time. Everyone's wrong about everything in the NBA all the time. Don't listen to what anybody says about anything.
Classic Cronkies are just salary dumping. That's clearly. Why would they bring KCP in for Will Barton and Monte Morris? Like, what? These guys can play, man. Bruce Brown, incredible. 7 of 11 from the field. Toughest MFer, man. Like, if we did the toughest team, like the most dogging them, the most like trying to start that smoke. Who's number one of the Jokic era?
Oh, number one of the Jokic era?
I'm telling you, it's Bruce.
It might be Bruce. I mean, we talked about this before.
Yeah.
Like, Millsap a little bit, but Bruce, he's like scrappy dude.
Dude, you know who was pissed at him today? Chris Duarte.
Oh,
they were like chirping at each other. Did you see? Somebody had a video clip. Actually, maybe you could find it, Kale. There's one of Bruce Brown, and I think he's doing like this to Chris Duarte because they're up 20. This was not like at a point where the game was in doubt. It was over, and Bruce Brown's like laughing at him, like, bro, you're humiliating yourself right now.
Like,
but he got under his skin so much. Is my point.
If you wanted to choose a less intimidating look for yourself, that you could
Justin
like
Timberlake, 1999.
Yeah, like if you want, like Chris Duarte's like, how can I disarm people and make them feel like they want to giggle every time they see me? Oh, I know. I'll dye my hair like it looks like a top ramen or some.
Do you find it? Look at him. Make it big so we can really see it here. Cause look at him. Huh? he's like, yep. Please, man. Please. Hold on. What? What's the score right there? Yeah. What's the score right there, Kale?
He's like,
I'm telling you, it's a 20-point game, and he's like, bro.
Dude, he's like, bro, go frost your tips.
Duarte ain't scared nobody with that on his damn head.
No, dude.
You can't approach people like that and think people are going to be afraid of you. Who do you think you are, Shannon Sharp? You're not just going to walk up to people like that and just scare people. It's not happening, man.
My gosh. Bruce Brown is incredible. I think he's playing his best ball right now.
Absolutely.
You could make an argument that Zeke Naji is, but that's mostly because he did play earlier, and he is playing now.
I mean, everybody, like, the Nuggets are firing on all cylinders.
Michael Porter
Truly.
still, he was 3 of 8. I'm telling you, all these guys we grade on a scale because I'm like, Michael Porter's not hitting his shot. He was 3 of 8.
I know. It was,
He was 3 of 8
very high
tonight.
clip, yeah.
That was like a great percentage, man.
Yeah.
I still feel like he should make every one, so until he does, I'm going to be like...
I know, we're like, you know what I didn't like about Michael Porter Jr.? He shot only 90% tonight. Like, what are we even doing, dude?
It was good to see Jeff Green back out there, 6 points, 3 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 or 3
dude,
from
he
the
came
field.
in and made an immediate impact. Like, he made 2, like, really difficult layups, like, right off the bat. I was like, Unk's back. Let's go.
Yeah, he came off of, like, not playing for a long time, straight into his regular role. You know, like 18 minutes, contributing. This time it wasn't the dunks, but he did get to his spots and just finish. And he just kind of gives them like an extra spark in that second unit because it's wild to say, but he scores. Like they try to run the offense through him. They try to get him involved in that way. And he's just going to be aggressive the entire time. And we got to see that tonight.
Yeah. All right. Let's take another break on the other side. We're waiting on Vogt, who's at the arena. I'm sure he's talking. We might not have to wait for him forever tonight.
Is it possible Vogt expired at the arena tonight?
He might have expired, man.
Have we heard? Has anyone heard from him?
I haven't.
Haven't heard from him. I'm going to tell you guys about Pins and Aces, the official golf apparel partner of DNVR. Were you going to say something?
Just I was trying to be your hype man.
Oh, okay.
Won't do that again.
You know, Pins and Aces, you want to go out on there's a way to dress when you're on the golf course, you know?
Sure.
They make you put on the collar.
Stodgy.
Don't love that. Don't love that. But Pins and Aces, they go, you know what? If you're going to have to dress golf attire, we're going to make it cool AF. And that's exactly what they do. Family-owned golf and apparel business based where?
Colorado.
Right here in Colorado. They make amazing polos, hats, golf bags, and even our favorite beer sleeve, the innovative product that allows you to stuff 7 beers right inside your golf bag.
Yeah,
so
you know what
can
that
get
used to be for me? It was
pissed
just
drunk.
my stomach.
Yeah, well, now you don't have to do
now
that.
I could like space it out a
And
little
it keeps
bit.
the drinks cold the entire time. You know this. Like you go golfing in July, 100 degrees. 100 degrees.
I don't
and
even
then
care.
you have a beer, and by the time you're done with it, it's hot.
Yeah, by the
This
end I'm
thing,
like, this beer is 100 degrees.
7 beers, and it keeps them nice and cool right in that beer
delicious,
sleeve.
delicious.
So check out pinsandaces.com. Use promo code DNVR to receive 15% off your first order and get free shipping. That's pinsandaces.com, and that's promo code DNVR. Also want to tell you guys about DraftKings Sportsbook. How we do tonight, Dev? It was a rough one.
Let's not talk about it.
Well, this means we're going to have to win it all back. I need another pick of the week from you, by the way. You gave us the football one.
He gave us the worst
He gave
pick
us
of
the
the
worst one.
week
Find me
of
another
all
football
time.
pick for this weekend. It can't be Chiefs. I have to have it.
It can't be the
It can't be the
Chiefs.
Chiefs. Well, I do this ad read. Find me another one, all right?
All right.
NFL play action continues. We're one step closer to Super Bowl 57. And the NFL division round, check out DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA or NFL. New customers can bet $5 and get 200 in free bets instantly. Plus, all new and existing customers can take a shot at an even bigger payday with the stepped up same game parlay. This is where the more legs you add, the bigger the bonus you get. That's the stepped up same game parlay. Boost your NFL winnings with each leg you put up to 100%. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, use promo code DNVR. New customers can bet $5, get 200 in free bets instantly. Only at DraftKings Sportsbook with promo code DNVR. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. See show notes for details. And that brings us to the pick of the week.
The pick of the week that you don't have to sell your soul for.
Yeah.
You're not going to have to sell your soul because I could have easily gave you the Chiefs -9, but no. That's going to be too
would you
easy
even
for
say
you
some
guys.
shit like that
It's going
on
to
the
be too
show?
easy for you guys. So what you guys have to do is you have to put your money on what is going to be the game of the week.
I can't wait to hear what this is.
The Bengals versus the Bills.
Ooh.
You don't like either of those teams, right? Nobody likes those teams.
Those teams I find to be
guess
unhateable.
Guess what you root for in that game?
Bengals.
A tie.
Under.
Touchdowns. You root for touchdowns. You want to see some
touchdowns.
entertainment. You're going to be with your family. You're going to be with your friends.
Okay.
You want to see some touchdowns.
You think
and
we're
play
getting
some
some,
drinking
huh?
games and things like that. What you're going to do is over 49 in that game.
Wow,
You only
that's
need
7
seven
touchdowns.
That's it. And
Well,
it's going
you
to
need-
happen.
you technically need
7
more than 7.
That
They're
was
going to have to get a 2-point conversion or a field goal. or
only
something
7
like
touchdowns.
That.
That was more than was scored in the entire Broncos season.
What does that have to do with them?
I'm just saying, it's not a small amount of touchdowns.
You know
Well,
what?
that is the
Dev is-
DraftKings pick of the week.
Dev is also right, man. All right, back here, segment 3 of the DNVR Nuggets podcast. We have, first of all, real quick, don't forget that we are also a podcast, not just this live show. So if you ever miss us, including, by the way,
Spotify.
No, but check us out on Spotify, actually. It is the best app, and we're trying to build our audience there. So if you have a preferred app, try out Spotify. You can listen to it at 1.25 speed, which is a good speed.
Yeah, you can hear Adam go. You're like, cut us off even faster. I should have said words. I couldn't think of them that quickly.
But I also want to tell you guys that a lot of you tune in just for the post-game shows, and these are great. We love doing them. Off days, we have great content on this show as well, including earlier this week, just yesterday, Alex English came on the show.
Yep.
And he was incredible. Guys, I mean, serious. He was incredible. Not just talking about, and he's always so gracious, but, Jokic passing him an assist. He talked about that. But he broke down the team. He had insight about the new era. He had insight about Bones Highland, Aaron Gordon, who he called MJP.
Yeah.
MJP.
That wasn't the best insight.
But he had, honestly, a lot of really, really interesting things to say, and it was a fantastic interview. So if you're missing out, I'm telling you, off days, some of our best content. All right, on to Super Chats, Kale. Did anybody Super Chat us today?
Oh,
what do you know? Let's go. I can't read. You guys know that.
Yeah, okay, make it bigger. I can help. Let's see. Alejandro says, I remember people saying Jamal could never be a traditional point guard, 2-ball dominant, not a playmaker. In your face, haters! What a game. My vibes are too high. Plan that parade right now.
Wow, you read that perfectly. Give him the capital I know, capital letter. You
had the intonation in there.
Sometimes I'm not making fun of you. I'm actually complimenting you.
You're just so good, man.
So good. Let's see. Who's next?
Looks
like
Gordon.
Looks like
Gordon,
the homie.
baby.
Gordon. We gonna remember this year as the one we got our first chip of many. This team is unstoppable. Let's go, dude.
Team is unstoppable, baby.
Man, Gordon knows, baby. Oh, I'm dreaming. I'm telling you, my hopes are higher than ever before. Honest question here. Honestly. Are your hopes higher than ever before?
I refused to acknowledge that question last time. I felt this way. Tragedy befell me.
That's sports, though. But I'm just saying, are you allowing your heart?
No, I'm not. I'm going to take one day at a time. I'm going to see what comes the next time, and I'm going to, wish the worst for every opponent we face, and I'm going to cheer for the Nuggets.
Well, that sounds like a boring way to go through life.
It is. Heart dunks, heart Nuggets, heart DNVR. Let's go, Zane.
Man,
it's nothing but hearts, baby.
Man, Zane is definitely, he thinks that this is only slams. That's like a heart emoji.
That was a pure only slams type of message. Let's see. Mixer. So, Eric, do you miss a loser's laugh? No, I don't miss it.
As a matter of fact,
not a single one of them, actually.
When was the last one? My God.
It was 9 games ago.
I know, but I'm trying to think. Was that in December?
It was to Minnesota, I think, right? When they had to go back-to-back to the Timberwolves. It was a scheduled loss.
That was January. That was January.
And then, people were mad. You guys were mad that game.
I was in Mexico. Yeah, you guys were like, what are they doing, man? They're losing the last game they'll lose ever.
Ever. Yeah, it was the last game to lose. Okay, what do we got next? Again from Mixer, pouring out for the Denver Stiff. Denver Stiff's not dead, but it's sad to hear so many are shutting down. They have been the best Nuggets blog for years. From them, I learned about DNVR. If you don't know, yes, SB Nation is demonetizing many of their blogs, including our beloved Denver Stiffs, which is where Adam came from. Adam, the Denver Stiffs has given much to this community. The Denver Stiffs is a very important blog in this world, and it's terrible. I feel bad for everybody involved.
I do feel bad, man, for everybody there. Vox Media sucks, though. They need to be honestly, there was a while, I don't want to go into it, but it does suck. And
dude, when I was first talking to Adam about coming over and joining forces, I was like, why are you doing work for this company that doesn't care about you? Or whatever.
Yeah, it was an easy sell.
Easy sell. All right, let's see.
But I love the guys at Denver Stiffs, man.
Oh,
shout out to my guy Skip.
I was told how to pronounce this. I already don't remember.
Well, hold on.
Big name K.
Well, no, it's Namek.
Big Namek
from Dragon Ball Z.
Big Namek. That's
this
right.
Is like a planet. It's a planet.
Oh wow!
Frieza destroyed the planet.
How come you never have insight on any pop culture except for this? You know absolutely everything about. Okay, I had my doubts about the team gelling and putting it all together. could be happier to be so wrong.
I think he couldn't be happier to be so
So
wrong.
he had doubts.
But he could be happier.
But he now does not have doubts.
I just
He
read it
couldn't
as
be
it
wrong.
came in. I'm not going to grammatically correct
Well,
the
you
super
did
chat.
in another one earlier.
That's a great point. Listen, I'm selective. That's a great point. Ethan says, well, everyone knows that Christian Brown is firmly in the rotation, but what this book presupposes is maybe he isn't. Great. Royal Tenenbaums at reference. I'm sure Dev appreciated that more than everybody else.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
loved that
I
one.
love that whenever Christian Brown plays Harrison gets all the all the acts and things like that as if he's like his agent.
Yeah, I know.
Here's the thing. I mean, Christian Brown played tonight because Bones got hurt. That was one of the reasons that he played some real minutes. I think Christian Brown's really good. I will say this because it's weird to complain on a winning streak. I do think the Nuggets have to find minutes for him, and not just from this or that. What?
Where are they? Where are those minutes?
They're not a whole
Michael
lot.
Malone. Maybe in this.
Here's what I mean. Here's what I mean, though. I do think that he is a piece that the Nuggets could use in the playoffs, but he needs some reps to get there.
Yeah.
And I don't blame anyone for not finding him because I do think that there are 4 better guards ahead of him. But I do think that it's good for him to play. I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how to find him though.
This is what the Nuggets are faced with is something called an embarrassment of riches. They just all the Nuggets are good. What do you want? They're all good. Literally, they're all good.
Davon Reed came in and just
Davon Reed,
drained threes tonight.
Davon Reed is prime Curry tonight.
He was
dude.
prime Curry.
Ridiculous. Okay, what do we got here? Damian says, long-time listener, first-time caller. Just became a diehard a few days ago, and my basketball god shirt is on the way. All the Nuggets are good. Dude, Damian.
By the way, let me sell some merch here. Look at this work of art, man. I'm telling you, I just put it on for the first time. This thing is so freaking cool. Man. This shirt. It's like a different style. It fits me so tall guys. This shirt fits tall guys, I think, very well.
Yeah, this is. I put this on a different style shirt than we normally use. This is like a boxy '90s tee.
I knew it was different. I knew it.
Adam's boxy in '90s.
You like it?
I haven't put it on yet, but I usually wear them to the gym, and then I felt the material, and I was like, this one is a little bit different.
It's a little different. I wanted to go straight
Me and my
authentic.
friend Steve talked about it being a little different. He had it on. He was like, this is different than the other ones.
It is, but it
Did he
looks.
say
I
that
think
in a
it
good
looks
way or
really
bad
cool.
way? Do I have to apologize to Steve? Or?
I don't know. He was like shaking and stuff like that. So who knows? He was like twerking in the
This shirt is so
in
cool.
Ball Arena.
I did put the shirt on today though, and I was like, man, damn, I look good, man. And then it was too cold, and I wore a hoodie all day.
Yeah, well, listen. John, the homie, says, no message, just LFG.
That is
no
a message, though,
just
man.
vibes.
Just vibes.
It's a message.
Tyler says, $10 from Tyler. Let's go.
Let's go, Tyler. Hell yeah, Tyler. Thank
Tyler
you.
shouted out himself.
Yeah, he did shout out himself.
Hey, I'm gonna be in the gym with you this week, Adam, and I'm gonna make a good pass. Good pass, Dad.
This one, this one's for vote from Terrence Van. Hello. I love when Bruce and CB are on the floor at the same time. Good things always happen.
Why would he call him Bruce and CB
It's a great question.
instead of Brown and Brown? What did you just say? I love when Brown and Brown are on the court together.
We wanted you to
refund
know
my-
which one
yeah.
was who.
Yeah.
and stuff
Refund
like
my
that.
man's money. We're gonna
You know,
cut
it's still a
that.
good super chat. I'm just
We're gonna
saying.
cut that chat out of the.
It's like, dude, we need to think of a name for them. Let's call them Bruce and CB.
Bruce and CB. All right. Didn't choose Nug Life. Nug Life chose me. Says, didn't you? Sat next to Vic Lombardi for tonight's game. Said this is the best he's seen the Nuggets without Jokic.
Same.
LFG.
Yo, real talk. Tonight, we thought the Nuggets were going to win. We were
Yep.
feeling good. Part of that was because the Pacers were so bad.
Yep.
I'm telling you, next game Jokic sits or is out or whatever, I'm like,
Yeah, you're like,
Let's go.
It's gonna be fine.
it's going to be fine, man. We should win.
They built a contender over there. This is how you build a core
Man.
around them.
Yo,
It's
I
not
call-
only on one guy anymore.
This core's
I'm
stronger
riding
than the
so
Earth
high.
itself. It's hotter than the molten magma in the middle of the Earth. Okay, I will. Freddie says I will be at the Grizzlies game March 3rd. Might stop by and see the crew after the game.
Let's
We're
do
so
it.
lucky to have this team. You're right. Come through, man.
March Madness, baby.
You see smiles on on our faces. My face. I'm very lonely.
This is Steve that
come.
was twerking also.
Oh, our
Oh,
big man.
S3, happy birthday. Shouts
Happy
to
birthday,
S3.
S3.
S3 birthday.
The baller.
B-Day game success. Nuggets win and look great. Minus Joker. Bones, AG, Bruce Brown, and DJ signed the ball for S3. Bruce also gave us his wristband. Holy smoke.
S3 is shining, man.
Yeah, what kind of birthday is that?
I know.
That's
a hell of a birthday.
Also, I seen the
fit. He put the fit on.
Yeah, he put the fit on, but also they got like courtside
What
tickets.
the hell?
Really?
Like this was like a best birthday ever. I've never had a birthday.
I never
like
supposed to say I went from happy to him, like, dude, insanely
Jealous.
jealous.
You're
The
jealous of a child. At
Yeah,
the
dude,
moment,
like no more shots from the best birthday I ever had was we went to Casa Bonita one time.
Your stomach still hurts.
Hey, you guys see, by the way, Casa Bonita reopening the summer.
In May.
In May. It's gonna, you know, it's probably gonna be so popular.
It is.
You're not gonna be able to get in.
Well, that's the hope, right? That's called the business. Nick Orton says, get Jamal a Canada-sized crown for his KOG tonight. I hope you appreciate, we already did that. The team is absolutely rolling. LFG. Dude, the number of super chats that end with LFG, it makes me, my heart swells.
Have you ever described anything as Canada-sized or Canadian-sized? Is that big? Is that little? Like, how would you say?
Canada is large.
It is large, yeah.
It's a large-sized nation, so yeah.
But if I said, man, that's a Canada-sized car,
I would think large. But if you said, like, I want a Canada-sized
pizza
poutine, I'd be like,
okay,
that's a lot. That's a lot of
That's
poutine.
a lot of poutine, yeah.
It's a lot of poutine.
That's a lot of poutine.
I want a Canada-sized box of Timbits. It's a lot. All right. D says, perfect basketball, elaborate, deserved chip. Let's go.
LFG.
All right. Cozy Disc Golf says, LFG. It starts with LFG. LFG. Glad to hear a season where you don't have to be worried if Jokic isn't out there. It's so dope, dude. It's so dope. We have been given so much, and we deserve so little, but I'll take every morsel of it. All right, let's see. Didn't choose the Nug Life. Nug Life chose me as back. Says, being in the building for the back-to-back to dunk was the most incredible thing I've ever witnessed. CB is a dog!
Real fast.
That was dope, though. That back-to-back
Man, that
dunk.
was such a good sequence in
that
the
was
game
a vibe.
because it was a backbreaker. Like, it truly was.
It broke me. I started making an only slam.
It was like, it was already like, oh, okay. Then the next one, ooh. And then he got the steal and dunk. You're like, all right, it's over. This is over. I did the Vince Carter as soon as they did that.
I love it.
Yeah, I see more and more coming through. Eloy says, do the Nuggets have two Jokic? This team is starting to look like a legit juggernaut. Let's go.
I'm telling you, man.
LFG.
I'm telling you. I see it too. I see a path to it.
I see it too. Terrence Van Hello says, I was actively avoiding being clever. Good job. Yeah, great job.
Through all of high school.
Yeah, dude. I do that on this podcast. All right, what's next?
Is that it?
No. Floso J says, Nuggets are on fire. I've been to 15 games this year, and they win every time. LFG! Let's go.
He must be a season ticket holder just as of recent.
I'm telling you, man, this is how I started. Like, I was like, back in the year where they won all their home games, I'm like, I'll buy the 10-game pack. You know, and then I was like, oh, Jesus. Then I was like, the next year I was like, I'm buying a half season. And I was like, oh, God damn it. And then I just became a season ticket holder.
They rope you in.
Yeah, you're in. Just get the season ticket pack. You're gonna do it. Don't lie to yourself. Just do it.
Just do it. You know what you're going to become. You know the only bad thing though about this Nuggets run. There is one bad thing. Tickets are harder to come by, man.
Yeah, they are.
Tickets are like when we did. I'm telling you, when we did the takeover last week. By the way, our next takeover also sold out. This is how hot things are right now. Our takeover, we just did one last weekend. Our next one, which is in 3 weeks or 2 weeks or something like that, already sold out. We are going to be doing more later in March. I think March 25th for that game. We'll have a special thing going on. We'll announce it soon. But tickets are hard to come by right now.
They're hard to come by, dude.
But that's why we have the Game Time app, the hottest new ticketing site that makes it easier than ever to score the best deals on tickets to sports, concerts, and shows. And to be honest with you, might be the only place to get it because they're sold out, like I said at the box office.
You're not getting them for $13 anymore, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, so ever dreamed of sitting courtside, never thought you could afford it? Check it out. Behind home plate, floor seats at a concert, it's possible with the Game Time app. You can still get real behind home plate, very cheap still in Denver.
Very cheap.
Very cheap if you want to
If you
go
ever
check out
dream
the
of
Rockies.
sitting behind home plate for a Rockies game, dreams do come true.
$1 comes with a steak dinner. That's how it is.
We'll pay you
won't
to
find,
come.
yeah, won't find a better deal this season than the on Nuggets tickets. Avs. By the way, the Avs are back. They're up right now. They're smacking. Nuggets. Ball Arena is going to be. I'm telling you, man. Ball Arena is going to be popping this April.
It's going to be spinning like a ballerina.
Created by the fans for the fans, guaranteed the lowest price. And if you love DNVR, then you're going to love Game Time. The best way to support us is by buying tickets. Go through the link in the description. Join over 50. If you're ever wondering, like, what was that link again? Just open up our show on YouTube or on Spotify or wherever else.
Apple
You'll see it right there in the
Podcast,
description
of
there.
the show, yeah.
Join over 50 million people who have downloaded the Game Time app. Score the best deals in your favorite events. We're waiting for Vogt. He's not here yet. So let's go around the association, Dev.
ADA.
Dev, take us around the association. First of all, let's start. Where do you want to start?
There was a lot of games today. I'm just looking at
Yeah,
it.
man. This might be a long
The
trip.
Magic beat the Pelicans. This is actually a big deal. The Pelicans now at 20 losses are now 7 losses behind Denver. And they lost to the Orlando Magic, which is kind of crazy.
This was like a blowout. It wasn't even a close game.
Yo.
And this, Valanciunas finished with 20 points, McCollum with 23. They had some guys that finished in double digits. Jackson Hayes has 17, but it just was not enough. Your boy, Franz Wagner.
He's
Wagner.
great, dude.
That one, it keeps throwing me off. He had 30 points in this game.
Yeah, that's wild.
10
Dude,
of 16 from the
The
field, 5 of 7
the
from
poor
three.
Pelicans, they're either going to win it all or not make the playoffs, and it's all
They'll make the
comes down to
playoffs.
Zion.
But
with them.
here's the thing, though. It really is meaningful that they are now 7 games behind. Like Denver's foothold on a top 2 seed.
Yeah.
They might come down. That 1 seed might come down to the last couple weeks or week or game even. But top 3, man, Denver's getting closer and closer to locking it up.
Yep, Cole Anthony had 22 points in this game. They just got beat. I mean, like it was a little shocking for them to get blown out by like that. Next game is Atlanta Hawks and the New York Knicks. The Hawks in the Knicks game was a high-scoring affair. Atlanta wins 139 to 124, and it looks like Atlanta's like starting to pull it together. DeJounte Murray and Trae Young got to pull it together, and they're on the same.
Dev, what did you
pace.
think of the interview that he gave to the All the Smoke podcast? Did you see any clips from that?
DeJounte Murray.
DeJounte
Oh,
Murray?
I did see some clips from there where he's talking about pretty much Tony Parker.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was like,
And the
really,
Spurs.
what I love about All the Smoke and all these like podcasts by NBA players is the players are really open with them, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
they go behind the curtain in
Oh,
ways
yeah.
that they're not gonna do for anyone else. But he was very open about like just how it was not fun in
Yeah.
San Antonio, and how they treated him, and how Tony Parker was, and like the leadership over there. And he talked about a lot of stuff, and it's actually pretty wild to me just to see like the Spurs have been winning and have all that, because he never fit their style of basketball to me.
Not at all.
Like, so for them to like pick him, it was wild. I can't even remember that he was on the same team as them.
Oh, do we get? I heard Vote. Are we get Vote?
All
Okay.
right, well, we don't have to go all the way around the association, but the game that we're looking at right now is Memphis Grizzlies
Right
and the
on.
Lakers.
Of
This
course.
game was highly entertaining. Not only because we're rooting for the Lakers right now,
Weird.
in which they're down 106.
They're going to lose. What a bunch of
106 to
losers.
112 with 3 minutes left in the game. But the Shannon Sharp versus, what's his name, T. Morant?
T. Morant.
T. Morant is pretty much on the damn team. He is on the team.
Yeah, he's Joe's dad is
Him
there.
and Shannon Sharp, if you didn't see, they had words where they had to be separated. Steven Adams also had to be separated from Shannon Sharp. Shannon Sharp versus the world. And also, we already know he's going to go to war for LeBron James. So I know it has something to do with LeBron James if he's courtside and trash-talking
Oh, for
players.
sure.
But
He insulted LeBron, so Shannon
sure
Sharp
that's what
got
happened.
mad.
for real, like, I already know what it was. But that would have been wild to see Shannon Sharp just, like, destroy a whole family in one night. Like, that would have been crazy. But, yeah.
Grizzlies are
The
up.
Lakers are going to lose that game. But it was fun while it lasted. I just feel like now the Nuggets have more to just continue winning. I'm telling you, I like that they're on this like on the same field where they're both trying to rack up as many wins, because I just feel like it forces Denver to win a little bit more. I like that.
Yeah.
All right, we got Vogt from the arena.
What up, Vogt from the arena?
Fellas, how are we? Can you hear me?
That's as loud as it's going to get, huh? Are you there, Vogt?
Get closer. I'm here. Can you guys hear me?
Vogt, how was the game tonight?
Did you catch it?
Yeah, I did catch it. It was great.
That's good,
The game
Kel.
was great. It was unbelievable. It was hard to believe it was a night without Jokic. It didn't feel that way. The team played so well. There was another great crowd in Ball Arena. And I would say, with the exception of maybe 2 minutes in the third quarter there, it was a low-tension affair, you know? There was a brief moment, KCP had a turnover to MPJ, kind of yelled down a little bit for his placement on the court. Denver took a timeout, and you could feel it just for a second, some doubt. Outside of that, it was a vibes fest. It felt like everyone knew what was coming, and the reason why, fellas, I'm sure you talked about it, they just played Jokic ball without Jokic, and I think it really evoked the same kind of energy from the crowd as it would have if you were there.
That's awesome. Well, take us what were the vibes like in the post game?
The vibes were awesome in the post game. It was David Adelman again today, acting head coach, of course, and he's been a great coach. He's doing a really good job both on the court and at the podium. He said that every game is stressful, especially that one. With the way that team plays, they can go on runs, and then he kind of got reflective and said, maybe that's just what it is being a head coach. He did not feel like this one was done. You know, he was sweating his way through it. He shouted out Christian Brown, who he thought was great when he had to play in the second half after a DNP in the first half. That stuff, I think, is a lot harder to do than maybe we can appreciate at home. Helps when you're shot out of the cannon the way Christian is. I'm sure you guys have talked about it. Season high, 38 assists in this game. Fight no Jokic. Adelman called that absurd. And then he pivoted to Jamal Murray fight. And he just said he's so happy for him. Obviously, the first career triple-double for Jamal Murray. Said it was really, really cool to see that. He fielded a question about Jamal improving as a playmaker, to which he ultimately agreed he definitely is. You know, he says it's just experience over the years. But the other thing you have to remember with Jamal is he plays with Jokic, and most of the time his job is to score. So really cool to see him without him take up that mantle. And he pointed out that the way Indiana was defending Jamal called for that, right? So the 14 assists were no accident. And he said, here we go. And he said that's when you're most proud of your best player, when they just take what's given to them. And I thought that was a great compliment specifically because that's essentially how we framed the criticisms for him in the last game or in the first half. But tonight he did a good job of taking what they gave him. And then he talked about getting Jamal Murray and Aaron Gordon in the All-Star game. A lot of hype for the team. And then what about Jamal, though? He said if Jamal is not in that conversation, then you don't value winning. He thought Bruce's dunk was unreal. He couldn't believe how far he pulled it back. And he said, well, I've been saying all year. He says, sometimes Bruce will do something athletically. It's like, I didn't know you had that in you. He's so impressive around the rim. KCP cocked that one back, too. I didn't know he could do that.
They were great dunks.
My own personal note, that sequence, like the 3 dunks in a row, that's kind of what I meant about that. You wouldn't even know you could play in this game that was as loud as I've seen this arena. And I'm pretty sure if you had just rolled out a keg in the fourth quarter and said, everyone stick around, we're partying, 100% of people would have stuck around. Adelman credited Jeff Green's return, said he played well, but also he's just been a really solid presence in the locker room, even in his absence. Says the guys like and appreciate him. With Jokic, he said it's nothing. It's slight discomfort, but he's the best player in the world, and if the best player in the world has a little discomfort, then you just be smart about it. They felt like he didn't need to play in this game. No idea if he's going to play in the next game. You know how the Nuggets do this, guys. He'll go through his routine. It's a game-time decision. But just so everyone knows, it's not cause for concern, more playing it safe. I mean, obviously, saw the final score. It was the right call. Talked about Aaron Gordon. So the thing about Aaron is, for a lot of teams, when they set a screen with their power forward, you might be content to switch that action and not much changes. But the thing about Aaron is, if you switch, you're going to deal with it. He's going to take you down there. And then from there, he's either going to score, you're going to foul, or you're going to help. and obviously all those things are healthy for the offense. So he says it's not every team, but that's one advantage Denver has in their roster construction is, you have to keep that switch in mind as well. Look, these guys are just unguardable. We know that. Quick, finally, he said, on Zeke Naji, he thought he did a really good job giving up some size to Miles Turner. He said he knew coming into this game, all right, Miles is a good player, giving up some size. He'll probably score some from 2, but that's so far outside of what they want to do as a team. That's an outcome we would live with. And then he felt like even the points Turner did score, Zeke did a good job contesting it. So he said enormous shoes to fill, but Zeke did his job tonight.
Good.
We spoke with Jamal Murray, who was in a very good mood, and I asked him, if a triple-double is something that he had circled for himself, if this is just another game, and he said both. Because it feels good because he knows it's something he actually didn't do before the injury. So to come back to it now, I think, instills a lot of confidence in him.
I didn't think about this, about a statistical milestone that you hadn't hit being like a... That's got to be a confidence boost, man. That's got to be.
For sure.
I thought that was such an interesting quote.
It's a great one.
And then he said, but ultimately, it was just another game. I'm sure you guys have picked up on this. When Jamal plays without Jokic, he gets a little defensive, I think, about some of there was no Jokic tonight, and there was no, Jamal's feeling is, hey, man, like, we're all NBA players, and we know what to do without him. Like, we're just playing basketball. So a little bit of a balance there in terms of appreciating it, but treating it like business. Then he pointed out, plus Jokic steals my triple-doubles every night anyway. So he agreed it was an insanely fun sequence, that triple dunk. He said that with a big smile on his face, said he was losing his mind on the sideline. That's another note. You never know how much of this comes through in TV. The sideline was having a ball tonight, just an absolute blast. He was asked if he and Jokic color-coded the shoes in the suit, and he said, no way, I had no idea he was going to come in looking all peach like that. Agreed. On Aaron Gordon, he said, it's about efficiency, man, just not settling. Talked about the season high in assists, actually a season high in steals tonight for the Denver Nuggets as well with 60.
Wow.
And Jamal said, look, man, we were on a string. It was a complete game. Coach always says we need 48 minutes. Katie followed up jokingly, well, what does it say that you guys did a 48-minute effort without your coach? Jamal laughed, and he said, I would say he taught us very, very well. Finally, I heard from Aaron Gordon, who is an understated guy. You can see him go out there, and he plays a game like that, and it's so forceful, so in your face. And then he comes up, and he's so soft-spoken and a man of few words. It's really funny, I think, on the court and in life. Obviously, I don't know him in the latter, but kind of seems like two completely different people. Really interesting. He said it was by committee. He thought they were really, really good in transition. And I said, yeah, it's by committee, but you led the team in scoring tonight with 28. Just about every night you're asked to do all the dirty work. Is it fun to get this game where you get to come out there and, be a first option or put the ball through the hoop? And he did not take the bait. He said, no, it was still by committee. And he took
I love it, though. That's great, man.
He could have talked about how fun that was for him. He immediately listed off the accomplishments of everyone on the team. And he said, no, it was still by committee. What I actually enjoyed was facilitating tonight. I just did what the team asked me. He says, obviously, someone said, obviously, you're the best dunker on the team. Who else is in that conversation? He says, Bruce is probably the second best in-game dunker. Then he said, but Christian Brown is a sleeper in that conversation, both in-game and when it comes to trick dunking.
Wait, who's the best in-game dunker?
So Aaron Gordon, we're saying if he's one, he credited Bruce Brown as 2. And then he said, don't sleep on Christian Brown, both in-game and in tricks and stuff, assuming in practice.
Are we forgetting about the Duncan Uncle?
Yeah,
doesn't he poster more people than anyone?
And right now it's also Bruce Brown at number 2.
Well, that's what he said, but yeah.
But I do think, yes, Adam, to your point, I think he thoroughly forgot about the Duncan.
I think he definitely did. Also, call me when any of these dudes dunks from the foul line on a fast break.
Vlatko!
Air Vlatko!
All right. Yeah, I think the question caught him off guard. He definitely has not put a lot of thought into that. He was asked about the dunk contest, though, and he said, it's one of those things like, if I'm there, then I'm going to put my shoes on and go dunk. But he says, I got to be there. And he says, I want to be in the big game, and I want to be there with Jokic. It would be a lot of fun. But you guys know what the ultimate goal is this season. Talking about the balance thing, he gets a question about that every night, but it is kind of the story of his season. He said, there's a good analogy my trainer once told me. He says, it's like a restaurant with a lot of things on the menu out there. You could comb through the menu, flip over through all the pages, looking for something you want. But maybe it's wisest to just go for the bread and butter, man, the steak and potatoes. And that's a funny way to view AG's season, because that's exactly what he's doing. He's cut a lot of those desserts and the appetizers.
Oh, yeah.
Just the meat and potatoes.
No apps, man, yeah.
No apps, bro. No apps. He was asked if this was the most fun game of the season, and he stopped. He said, no, there was another fun one. Blackburn suggested the Christmas game, and AG's eyes lit up, and he said, yeah, that was the one. I wonder why. And then someone said, yeah, that was an intense game, though. And AG said, that's the way we like it, though. That's the way we like it. He was asked about the is it T. Moran and Shannon Sharp thing, and he
really?
said, yeah, he was, and he goes, he stopped for a while, thought about it, and then he smiled, and he said, that's what it's about, man. Talking shit, getting to it. And then Nick O'Hare said, next question. And then this was my favorite quote of the night from Aaron Gordon. Like, what's next for this team was one of the questions. And he says, look, we're still looking to win every single game. And to be honest, we're looking to hold ourselves to a certain standard of basketball, even more than winning. I thought that was a good answer, because I think one of the risks, guys, of a win streak, and actually this brings me back to Jamal Murray, who acknowledged this. He says it's good to win this way and in good process, because if you think back at that Orlando game, this is Jamal talking, yeah, we won, but yeesh. And everyone laughed because we all felt the same way watching it. You can win these games, get a little complacent, get away from what got you off to the win streak. For the Nuggets to put an exclamation point on the 9th straight win and do that without Jokic, 38 assists, 16 steals, it's an A-plus night, and it's something that's galvanizing for this group in January, which could be the doldrums and the dog days, but right now, this is the hottest show in town, and skipping a night in Ball Arena is a cardinal sin.
There you go. Well, good stuff from the arena tonight, Vogt. Thank you so much for your coverage. Get home safe, and we're going to see you on Sunday. Kale, hit that outro music as you pull up these last Super Chats. I think it looks like we got 2 of them. We'll rush here. The Avs guys are ready to take over the studio. And we got Chase, who says, I, too, was shocked when that former NBA front office guy said that the Nuggets got the raw end of the KCP trade. Like, your job was to evaluate talent. LOL.
Yeah.
He deserves it, man. Like, you have a take that bad, you kind of deserve an LOL.
You do.
Tom says, Casper from that one movie was so great tonight. LFG. Casper from that one movie. The Friendly Ghost?
I did. That's what I thought, but that I don't. We'll ponder that one.
Man,
Let's go.
Everybody hit that like on the way out.
Let's go.